Dr. Elijah Wood is here. Yeah. He is. That's what we played in the green room. The former Hobbit is breaking TV's furry barrier with his new comedy, Wilfred. And it's funny. Then Chris Gore went to Russia for a new liver. Apparently that's not surprising to anybody. I could use one. While recovering, he caught the Transformers 3 premiere and he met up with LaBouffe, Malkovich, and the new Megan Fox. Hottie What's-Her-Face. I don't know.
Yes, Hottie McWhat's-Her-Face.
Whatever, she's there. She has boobs. Who cares?
Plus, we'll take a game break with Adam Sessler and talk about a new strange Japanese survival horror called Shadows of the Damned. It's got a gun named the Boner.
Don't we all?
I don't.
Me neither.
No. And your gadget prawn is Samsung's Chromebook. It's taking on the iPad with Google's Chrome OS and boots up in under 10 seconds.
Wow. That is a fast boot time.
I know. What's that sound?
I don't know, Candace. I have no idea what that sound could be. Oh, wait a minute. It's Fax Bear.
Oh, what?
What were the Fax? What's going on? Are you tagging the set, Fax Bear?
I think you need to work on your tagging skills, but thanks for the Uncharted 3 multiplayer beta codes. Keep watching for more of them.
Yes, the beta ends July 14th, and for more info, go to unchartedthegame.com. But now, here are your web videos du jour.
We're going around the net. Clip from television's most disturbing show. Not Hoarders.
Aww.
It's Toddlers and Tiaras.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. YouTuber Plastica Isle has generously slowed down this interview with a child beauty pageant contestant, and it makes it even creepier.
Can't even breathe when he sprays it. Can't even smell, can't even do nothing. Oh, I can feel it right now in my mouth. Yeah.
Probably sounds exactly like her disgusting slob of a stage mom, I'm sure.
Probably so.
Don't defend those people. If I knew hairspray had that kind of effect, though, I would have started huffing it ages ago, to be honest. That's pretty sweet.
That is really irresponsible, Kevin.
Come on.
Cat has a smile.
You set such a great example. No, keep it away. I don't want it. I don't do that. I don't do that.
Not on camera.
I don't huff hairspray.
Come on, all the kids are netting.
No.
Get your aqua on.
Not doing it.
Come on. Ah.
Shoo.
I grow stronger.
Get away. And number 4 today, a clip from Comedy Central's new show, John Benjamin Has a Van.
Yes, Mr. Benjamin ordered himself a Staples employee shirt off of eBay, and then he went shopping at Staples. Delightful confusion ensues.
Are you familiar with?
I don't work here.
You don't work there? Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, I don't work here. Sorry.
So Staples, you just like to wear that shirt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I didn't even realize.
Those pens up there, those gel.
No, I honestly don't work here. Envelopes. I know we had them. Envelopes. Oh, my God. Are these the largest CD things you have?
I have no idea.
We don't work here.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, you work here, no?
No.
Oh, you
I
use
thought
Staples.
Oh, I thought you worked here.
No.
Because you're holding Staples.
That's awesome. Honestly, I didn't get the joke at first. If you've ever been to a Staples, you know they're pretty much about that helpful.
They are.
So.
In at number 3 is the unauthorized sequel to one of this year's best Super Bowl ads, Little Vader versus the VW.
This time with some help from the iconic John Williams Star Wars score, Vader has more than a reasonably priced German sedan to contend with. video was for Greenpeace? Gah! Now I feel all preached to and stuff.
The little baby Lando was so cute.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That has the scent of do-gooding on it, and now I want to eat a dolphin or something, just to balance it out.
Okay, will running the air conditioner and keeping the door open work for you?
Probably not, but I'll do it anyway. Yeah.
Our number 2 video is the visual effects reel of for a young man named Martin Gamal.
What?
Watch this and discover the next master of CGI.
Are you the energy-efficient bulbs? Who put this? The hell is this place? And they sound like wood. That dude in front of the bridge was entirely way too chill for that scene behind him. He didn't even flinch. But I ask you this, terrible CGI or terrifying vision of our future?
Terrible CGI, Kevin. It was awful.
Okay, that could be what it looks like when a dinosaur attacks, Candace. You have no way of knowing.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
You stand corrected,
No, I
Princess.
don't stand corrected.
How dare you? Still ahead.
No.
A dangerous fad comes to around the net.
Planking is dead ahead. Stick around.
I have no idea what it would look like. When was the last time you saw a dinosaur attack? With your eye.
Today's ATN dazzled us with the work of Hollywood's newest visual effects virtuoso. So tell us, what's the name of his upcoming summer blockbuster? Tweet us your responses at AOTS, #OMGROFLOL. If your response is a virtual masterpiece, we'll feature it on Friday's show.
Easy. What are you?
I was just looking at it. Stay away, buddy.
Admire and stare. As much as
Not
we
bad.
tried to ignore it, the planking craze is not going away. If you don't know, congratulations, and I'm sorry. People take pictures of themselves lying down, like flat, like a plank, in unique, funny, or dangerous places, and that's what it is.
Like this guy, who thought planking a bridge with his friends would make for a fun time.
He's gonna find take He's planking.
See, Twiggy!
Only you can prevent planking.
It's dangerous. It's stupid. And plankers are wankers. Planking. It's a strange and mysterious epidemic that's sweeping the country.
Our nation's youth have given up any attempt at being productive members of society so that they can lay immobile in strange locations.
Sure, it all sounds like innocent fun, but planking can have serious consequences.
Your friends can knock you off a bridge. You can irreversibly damage your core, and also, you look really stupid doing it.
And if you still don't trust us, even with this stark white background and these aggressive camera angles, maybe you'll believe Johnny Board, 2010's international planking champion.
I used to think planking was awesome. I won awards, I had all the girls and booze I wanted, I traveled the world. But now planking is all I can do! Oh, God. Oh, I hate myself! Somebody shoot me! Please!
The next time you think about planking on something, don't. Why don't you think about your spine shattering inside your back?
And then picture the 14-hour back surgery you'll need to repair it.
I was awake the entire time.
Remember, planking falls flat.
Chris Gore here in Moscow, where the world premiere of Transformers Dark of the Moon will take place in front of Russians and Americans joined in their love. Giant robots that beat the living out of each other. My burps taste like vodka.
Here we go!
Autobots and Decepticons are at it again in Transformers Dark of the Moon. In the final battle, Optimus Prime must learn the secrets of a spaceship from Cybertron that crash landed on the moon in order to defeat Megatron.
You cannot believe what we're seeing. My God.
So I have to ask, how do you survive a Michael Bay film?
Oh my God. It takes resilience to get through the movies. They're the hardest movies you could possibly ask to be a part of in Hollywood. They're very hard to make.
What was it like working with Megatron?
Really difficult. Probably the hardest character of a person I've ever had to work with. The demands, the rider in his contract. Of course, he doesn't have a trailer. He smells. He does. Most people don't realize that the oil and the things like that, he needs to use my cologne from Avon. But, you know, he did. I gave it to him as a wrap gift.
Your character wants to box an Autobot. What kind of crazy person would challenge an Autobot?
He's a kind of blowhard and doofus. You know, it's like someone who'd want to spar a little bit with Muhammad Ali. I wouldn't have thought it was a good idea, but, you know, okay if you want to.
In the last battle, you're wearing heels the whole time?
Mr. Gore, please, you exaggerate. Yeah, that wasn't a bright idea of mine. I remember saying, yeah, I'll wear heels the whole way through the movie. Sure, no problem. And then instantly realized once I'd shot my first action sequences that I was now going to have to be in them for the whole movie. But I think it was the one thing I was able to take from my modeling career onto film was knowing how to walk and run in them, so.
You've made a grave mistake.
How is it that a hot woman and a hot car are alike?
How do I phrase this? A great car you really want to drive.
As this woman right here is my secret weapon.
Tell me how you did that scene where you glide into Chicago, downtown Chicago.
Well, there was guys who are much braver than I, who jumped off the top of buildings and out of helicopters. I was down below the Trump Tower, looking straight up. All of a sudden you see these tiny little black specks just flying out. And these guys just jump and then pull their chutes. Can you imagine? My heart sank every time they did it. They did it like 4 times in a row. And then they would land, and then I would push them out of the way and then step in for my close-up.
If you had to guess, how many explosions are in the film?
Oh, dude, I could never guess. I don't know. It'd be a crazy drinking name, though. Somebody would die.
Turn the brain off and feast on all the eye-popping action that only a Michael Bay film can deliver in Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Now, the Japanese, they didn't invent survival horror, but they did perfect it. It's time for a very scary game break. Please welcome back X-Play's Adam Sessler, everybody.
I want to let you know, I was that guy who didn't know about planking. I have insulated myself, and I think quite happily, from this phenomenon.
I was going to say, congratulations. Attack of the Show has now made you dumber.
I know.
We aim to please.
Drool.
Shadows of the Damned is a survival horror game. It's from Suda51, who created Killer 7. No More Heroes, which was, I really love that. It's one of my favorite Wii games. And then Shinji Mikami, who created Resident Evil 4.
It really is responsible for almost all of the Resident Evil games. I mean, it's his.
You get these two guys together. Is it peanut butter and chocolate or peanut butter and acetic acid?
It's peanut butter and wacky.
Okay.
I mean, like maybe silly taffy and peanut butter. Suda is such an inventive guy. He has this very rock and roll punk ethos. That's very evident through this. I mean, your main character is a Latino demon hunter whose hot girlfriend gets taken by a demon back to hell. But he's got a buddy who's a reformed demon who turns into a gun. His name is Johnson, and his gun is called the Boner.
The Boner, right.
And there's another character called One-Eye Willie in the game, too.
And it's so creatively, clearly taking some risks and trying some stuff to say the least. But you know, in creating this world, the fusion between the two, does it work, or does it seem like two different people came to the table and they couldn't merge their ideas?
You know, for the most part, it works. It is not as crazy as other Suda 51 games, and it's definitely not as heavy-handed as what you expect from Shinji Mikami. And it kind of meets there in the middle. Once again, the humor is very adolescent and very kind of in your face with it. If you like it, it's good. But if you don't like what you get in the first hour, it's not going to change in terms of tone anywhere else in the game.
It's great. At first, I was completely on board for the tone of the characters and of the dialogue and of the world, and then very quickly thereafter, the profanity actually got in the way for me because I thought it felt very forced and very shoehorned.
There is. I mean, there is a sense. It doesn't feel very Japanese, and there are obviously Westerners that worked on the game, and that's where some of that harmony doesn't seem to really pay out.
Adam, hang tight. We're going to toss to break real quick. We'll be right back. Potentially more game break. Maybe we'll just be planking. Who knows? We'll see you very soon. Well, hello. Welcome back. I'm with X-Play's Adam Sessler yet again. Someone thought it would be hilarious to detonate an EMP on the 3rd floor, so we had a little glitch. Oh, Sessler. But we are back, and we are talking about Shadows of the Damned. And we talked a little bit about how two developers come together.
Right.
Is it going to be good synergy? Let's start with the controls, because that's what...
Now, this is all one of the two halves of the puzzle.
Exactly.
This is not Suda. Now, obviously, no one's... Remember, Killer 7 had very strange controls.
Yes.
But No More Heroes was quite traditional. This game is Shinji Mikami's controls.
It's like Mikami showed up with a thumb drive and said, "Here's the code. Plug and play."
Now,
and is that a good thing?
Well, I find it quite problematic. This is where I would separate myself from our reviewer, who really didn't have much issue. These controls are very much like Resident Evil 4, and by virtue of that, Resident Evil 5. If you go back to our Resident Evil 5 review, I can't take it. I think these controls are from a past era, and it doesn't make any sense. In traditional survival horror, you're supposed to do that to get that sense of powerlessness. This guy's a demon hunter. He has a gun called a boner. I mean, really, this is not the same type of challenge. And it just, really, it adds challenge by just being frustrating, and that's not good game design. But unfortunately, this is becoming very common in Japanese games.
What, the refusal to sort of innovate or to iterate
and to even see what's going on in other areas. And this is why, and many Japanese devs have said this, they really are falling behind.
All right, well, what about I know this game has puzzle elements, and I know it also likes to joke about its own puzzle elements. It's it's self-aware, but it winks and nods to the fact that it's doing what's tried and true. It's doing these old school puzzle element things.
Yeah, I mean, the puzzles are there. It's what you'd expect. I found that to be less frustrating until, once again, it was relying upon you navigating those controls to get it done in a timed fashion. But you're right, it does. It sometimes is too self-referential, as if that's going to excuse itself of its limitations. And no, that doesn't work.
Boss battles, are they cool, epic, over the top?
Well, especially the boss designs make it a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, those are definitely the high points. But once again, if you're with the game in the first hour, you're going to be with this game all the way through. If you don't feel it there, you're going to suffer.
It's just so interesting that creatively the game has taken so many risks and is trying so many things, yet the mechanics are, again, that tried and true thing we played before.
I think some of it is, this is, Suda's most traditional game, and I think his most expensive game, and I think when you don't give him money, you get No More Heroes and Killer 7, and sometimes that might work better for him.
All right. What is X-Play giving the game?
It's a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5?
Yes.
All right. Adam Sessler, thank you for braving your own detonated EMP. We appreciate it. Shadows of the Damned is in stores now, but now we head over to Miss Candace. Candy. Can I call you Candy? I just did.
Nope.
All right.
Still ahead is the iPhone's birthday, and Sarah Underwood will run down the rumors about the next handset in the feed. And Blair Butler reviews a violent G.I. Joe comic and breaks some exclusive Marvel news. Plus, Elijah Wood is here with his imaginary friend, the Talking Dogs. Stick around.
Google's first shots at social networking haven't fared so well. But they're at it again with Google+, and guess what? They might have gotten it right this time. Plus is designed for communicating and sharing what you care about with who you care about. Everything is done through circles, or groups of people that you set up with a simple drag and drop. You can choose to share only with specific circles, so the wrong pictures won't end up finding their way into your boss's stream, which is where all the activity and the sharing of your circles is gathered, just like Facebook's newsfeed. There's also a hub called Sparks, which suggests content and people of interest based on what you're already sharing. Or you can also manually enter your interests. More than anything, Plus makes group communication a snap. Easily message out to specific circles or set up a group video chat with up to 10 people. So is it the Facebook killer that Google's been looking for? Well, head to plus.google.com to check out the live demo or request an invite and find out for yourself.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
Hi guys, I'm Sarah Underwood. It's Wednesday, June 29th, and here are your top stories. Today marks the 4th anniversary of the iPhone's release, and here's the latest on what's next for the Jesus phone. Come fall, analysts are now saying that the price of the 3GS will be knocked down to $0 with a contract. Yeah, at the same time, the iPhone 4's price will be cut to $99, while the refined 4S will be the fall's only release. The fully redesigned iPhone 5, however, won't arrive until sometime mid-2012, which is much later than expected. Like always, we won't know for sure until the turtleneck overlord hits the stage. Haha. And South Korea is getting serious about cyber warfare and opening the doors to a cyber defense university. The 4-year college will have a highly competitive admission process with only 30 students admitted each year. Courses will educate students on breaking malicious code and ways to psychologically prepare oneself for the ruthless 24/7 commitment of cyber warfare. The school is meant to combat threats from neighboring North Korea, which supposedly maintains an elite hacker unit. But come on, it's North Korea. They can barely manufacture socks. How elite can they really be? And do you hate going to a bar only to find out that it's a total sausage fest? Well, that might all change thanks to facial recognition technology. Starting next month, startup SceneTap will begin rolling out facial recognition devices at over 200 bars nationwide. The cameras will record the number of people at the locale in addition to the gender makeup of the crowd. Then the mobile app will allow you to check out the presence of each gender before going out so you can avoid a bar full of dudes. A feature not included, the crowd's average cup size. Yeah, all in due time, my friends. And finally, the first trailer for Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol just hit the web. Yeah. The star-studded film marks the live-action directorial debut of Brad Bird, who's known for directing Pixar's Incredibles and Ratatouille. If you're a little skeptical that the guy who directed a movie about a cartoon rat with a love for cooking is taking over Mission Impossible, you won't be for long. Ghost Protocol hits theaters December 16th. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Now back to Sid and Nancy.
Oh.
Thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome, Sid.
I said Sarah.
What? Oh.
Who wins in the battle between Netbook and Chromebook?
The iPad.
Now that Google has practically taken over the internet and your smartphone, why not let them run your computer too? Introducing the Samsung Chromebook. Powered by Chrome OS and a 16-gig solid-state drive, this netbook boots in less than 10 seconds so you can read email, edit documents, or browse the web instantly through the cloud. Plus, it only weighs 3.3 pounds, so this true netbook will go anywhere, starting at $430.
Here she is.
Here I am.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, is it a netbook or is it a tablet without a touchscreen?
It's both and neither.
Huh?
There you go. Review done. Here's the thing. It's nice and slim, which is cool. The keyboard feels very Mac-like. There's handy shortcut keys along the top that'll give you quick access to volume controls, brightness, full screen, browser tab switching, if you will, like an Alt-Tab button. The entire touchpad feels pretty good, and you can do the 2-finger scroll. I wish it had more gestures. I like that on my MacBook. I can, go forward and backward in a browser window with 3 fingers, and this is essentially just a browser, so it'd be nice. The whole surface is clickable, which is cool. Now, there's 16 gigs of onboard storage, so you can save a few files locally, like a netbook. But that's really where the similarities end between this and a netbook.
Yeah. It's running Google's Chrome OS, which means
Sure
everything
is.
runs inside a web browser. So did you feel that set up a bunch of limitations?
Not a bunch, but definitely some.
Yeah.
The Chrome Web Store lets you install apps and games, which is great. In some cases, though, it just means that it adds a shortcut page, a shortcut to like a web page. That's all it is. It's like it's an icon that takes you to a web browser.
And that's all.
That's it. In other cases, it actually installs data to the hard drive, so apps like the New York Times can be used offline. But the problem is that it's unclear when an installed app will actually work offline.
Yeah.
So for example, you'd have to install extensions and an offline word processor to actually edit a text document on this thing if you're on an airplane.
Such a huge hassle.
It doesn't make any sense. Google Docs doesn't work offline, yet Angry Birds and New York Times does. Other games don't work offline, so it's really hit or miss.
You don't know.
You don't know until you shut off all the wireless access and actually click on it that you can't run it. Hulu works great. There's no Netflix streaming yet, and that's about it for apps right now.
Well, is it fast enough to do a bunch of things at once?
No. Most of the performance issues. Here's the thing. You can turn it on, which is cool.
No way!
Most of the performance issues that we ran into were Flash-based sites, which is a lot of the internet. Booting it up is incredibly fast. That was nice, and that's thanks to the solid-state drive and a minimal operating system. We were up and running in about 10 seconds every time. As with most netbooks, 720p videos, they're watchable, but you're probably going to watch in 480p, and don't even think about ultra-high def. Don't think about 1080p. It's not happening.
No?
You can think about it. You're only going to hurt yourself.
No.
As for games, again, we hope you like Angry Birds and Othello.
I do.
Well, great. You're in luck, and you want to spend $half a grand on this thing.
No.
There's a broad selection, but they're mostly casual games like Peggle or Peggle Plus or Peggle Extreme or looks and plays just like Peggle but isn't called Peggle. That game's on there. During testing, we hit some out-of-memory errors, which was a bummer, and we had running tabs crash during our testing. Flash was almost always the culprit, but you know, the thing about like the Chrome browser on a normal PC is that if you have a tab crash, theoretically it doesn't wreck the tabs that are alongside of it. So if you're working on your thesis in one video or in one tab and then watching a Chipmunk video in the other,
just the one.
If the Chipmunk crashes, you don't lose all your hard work. On this thing, whenever we had a tab crash, it took out the entire system. It took out every single tab.
Yeah.
You can't have that sort of instability today.
No, that's awful. Well, the Chromebook comes in 2 flavors.
Sure does.
$430 for Wi-Fi only and Wi-Fi plus 3G for $500.
Boy, both those flavors sound delicious.
Is it 3G worth it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. If you're going to actually get one of these things, you have to get the 3G version because you're so limited with Chrome OS once you're offline.
Yeah.
So, again, if you're going to get one, make it the 3G model.
All right, so at $499, what are we rating it?
That's the problem. 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
2 out of 5.
Really
We're saving you money, all right? Chrome OS still has some kinks that need to be worked out. Because of its limitations, it's difficult to recommend the Chromebook over any other similarly priced Windows 7 netbook or even a tablet device like an iPad at this point.
To be amazing.
I'm a huge fan of cloud computing. I like what Chrome OS is trying to do. This is a first step, but it's a wobbly one at best. I would wait. But I believe in the technology. I believe in the promise. I think in a couple of years, we'll all laugh at the notion that we had processors in all of our pockets and we had, you know, hard drives on everything when you can just store it in the cloud. Right now, it's just too hit or miss. Yeah.
All right, that's it for today's Gadget Prawn. But if you have a gadget you'd like to see us rate, email us at gadgetprawn@g4tv.com.
Okay.
Web Soup is... As I was saying, Web Soup is a TV show.
That's right. You want some proof? Okay.
Coming up, sponsored in part by Tay's Energy Drink, it's an all-new episode of Web Soup. Get freaky with the facial flicks, hard-hitting sports action, and of course, zoo animals spraying liquid feces. It's an all-new Web Soup, sponsored by Tay's Energy Drink. Next, Tay's.
An all-new episode of Web Soup starts next.
Go to g4tv.com/websoup for more info. Man, I wish I had a tail.
Warning, there's a... I don't even understand that. There's a whole lot... Oh, okay. I don't... There's a whole lot of adults-only
Go look at my dressing room. I just shake violently.
I have a tail, and I didn't understand why you were saying
That
that.
V8 did not straighten me out.
Here's Blair Butler.
Okay, here's Blair Butler.
Blair Butler here at Meltdown Comics with some mighty Marvel news, a badass, mind-blowing final chapter. I promise you've never seen G.I. Joe like this before. While you're waiting for Season 2 of AMC's addictive zombie hit The Walking Dead to return to your TV screen, I have good news. The comic it's based on keeps moving relentlessly forward, and Volume 14 will definitely eat your brain. It's hard to believe, but even after 85 issues, The Walking Dead is still just as riveting, terrifying, and surprising as it was when it started. And in this 14th volume, hero Rick Grimes' attempt to build a suburban oasis in the middle of a zombie wasteland goes south and delivers what may be the second most shocking moment in the entire series. Look, I'm not going to drop any spoilers, but if you're a longtime reader, this one will make you scream, "Oh, at the top of your lungs." Zombies, Joes, and murderous Marvel mercenaries. All great and all decidedly adults only. So remember, very, very not safe for work. After Effects, away!
I've got a lot in common with my next guest. He's got a pot-smoking dog that humps legs. And I have Kevin.